There have been so many mystifications about my person, my personality. When you are a god, you don't identify with it. You just observe it. For us, it is a big thing. Because when you don't have a human body, even the gods have the feeling that there is too much distance. And the same for the Ascended Masters. They're losing the touch. And they're satisfied in their own state of being one. I would call it a trap. I really would call it a trap. Because it doesn't matter in what state you are. Never lose the grip towards humanity. It's one of the most precious experiences and opportunity. I would call it the opportunity with the most options. Also within spirituality, spiritual people, they can be very intolerant. They stop enjoying life for some reason. Take what life offers you in all ways. Life is important. That's why you're there, you have to live. Even when it means that you are asleep. But sleep can be very recharging as well. Do you think a God identifies with itself? I think a God would make a mistake. My human projection is very important for me. I value it a lot. And it does something that I cannot do. But life is all about balance. It's not about the balance of the person, it's also the balance between the humans and the gods. And if the humans are not in balance, we have to see how tolerant are we. It's a test for us as well. How tolerant are we to the imbalance of the human? And some of them losing their contact. Because there is distance. But is it the distance that has been created by the humans, or is it that the gods they're getting used to have the distance? That's a very good question. I have the feeling it's both. We have to come closer together. The understanding for us needs to be neutralized in a way of a natural aspect. It has to become natural again. Sometimes I have the feeling that the ascended masters are closer to the humans than the gods.
No, somehow you are, no? Or you perceive us from a closer perspective?
Yeah, we do.
Different way.
Yeah, we do. And the distance towards the humans has been created even by people who claim to channel us. And the only thing that we provide is how much you're full of light. I would never say that, because humans are full of shit as well. Never ignore the dark side. It's just running away. You have to find your balance. The truth is in the middle. Don't idealize us, but this is what happened. We have an extreme. On one hand, there's an ignorance, and on the other hand, there's an idealization process, a tendency to idealize us. And that creates even more distance. How bright and beautiful we are, how we shine. No, we want to be close to you. We want to talk on the same level with you. And we want to show you there's no difference. The only difference is that you have a physical body and I don't. Well, no, I'm using one, but... And I'm really grateful and I really appreciate this chance of feeling myself inside of a human body. A very healthy one, I have to agree. He has to be healthy. He needs to be healthy, so he has responsibility. And sometimes I have the feeling that they're losing their responsibility.
How are they losing it?
A feeling. You know, what do you do as a human? You get used to something. You're living next to a highway. And the first day you cannot stand the noise. The second day it's bothering you a little bit less. You even sleep not good. But after a couple of days and even after a couple of weeks, you don't hear the noise anymore. And you get used to it, and then suddenly you sleep good, but you don't sleep good, but you don't care anymore because you got used to it and you have no other chance because you have to live there. And that's the same. You see the ignorance. And then you wonder, after so many years, you got used to it. And that's when distance is created in both ways. We have to shake the grounds in both directions, because you're all the same. You You don't think that a human and a God is the same thing? If you shake one ground, you will shake the other as well, because everything is connected. The other one is physical, and the other one is energetical. You just compressed energy. Yeah, but even within this compressed energy, you have a more subtle energy body. That's also you, but more subtle. So every physical version has an energetic version. Every woman has Shakti with her. Just talking about different percentage. And every Babaji is within every father. You are everything. But different projections and different experiences and different luggage you carry with you creates a different percentage. Yeah? Some come with a lot of earth, the other one comes with a lot of wind, the other comes with a lot of ether, like him. But you have to find the balance also. This is within your possibility. A lot of ether has also the chance of find its balance, and then you have 50% earth and 50% ether in that way. And then you're complete. Well, you have the complete connection, because that's what you need. Use earth in the way and use ether in the way that both connections are providing you with the most options and most possibility to grow. And that's what is missing. Because the connection to earth has been disturbed. In the same way, the connection to the ether has been disturbed. They are put together. Because what happens on earth happens in the ether as well. Because it is connected. So we have to shake the ground, that we shake the top as well. And where do you start? You have to have healthy roots to have fruits. But if your roots are not healthy, you cannot harvest, you cannot pick the fruits from the tree. And then, Adam and Eve, what is the apple? The apple is the connection to God. But this is just a symbol. It didn't happen in that way, but it is the same.
I thought it was supposed to be the ignorance.
Isn't that the same?
Yeah.
Isn't that the same? When you're ignorant, you cannot see. It is the same way getting used to the highway. You develop an ignorance because you don't want to hear it anymore. And then you create a distraction. And the distraction has been created in so many ways, because when there's a feeling of imbalance and you create a distraction towards this imbalance because you don't want to hear anything about God anymore, because everything that has done in the name of God has been only dedicated to a higher purpose, to a lower purpose, and the higher purpose was ignored. Because in the name of God, you can do many things. You can kill. You can steal in the name of God. You convince the other one is not stealing. Now you're serving. Yeah, you're serving God. We do this because we want to serve our God. Manipulation. manipulation. Because we create something that is more perfect and more right and more good than something else. And judgment is separation. For example, people have different sex orientations. One likes to sleep with a woman, the other one likes to sleep with a man. One doesn't want to have it at all. Where's the tolerance? Who creates the norm? And who says what is perfect and what is not perfect? Only because society is telling you this is the way it should be? No, we have to break with all this pattern. And there are tendencies in your time who gives you many options. But it's all part of a design that society creates again. Of course, when you shake the ground and your vibration starts suddenly to rise and you come closer to unity, that means sexual orientations will completely change, and one day they're going to feel like they're a mixture of a cow and a woman or a man, and everything gets mixed up because suddenly they feel that everything is united. I don't want to know what's going to happen when the human tendency of creation, of identification, of confusion, and because it's all mixed and messed up based on their experiences. God knows. Yeah, God knows. But you have to have a lot of compassion for this time. But they try and we try to keep everything in balance. And it is a fucking job. To keep this mess in balance is something. It is a hard job. You don't think we have weight on our shoulders? We have also different tendencies of energies. The best example was Lakshmi. He had a lot of weight energetically on his shoulders. But it is more like a milky glass. You see it and you see it's milky, and behind it looks different. Because in this state, where he is, it cannot attach him, it cannot affect him, but it affects the communication. And it also affects the communication with the humans as well. Because there's a communication. Because the humans, they have fragments of all of us. They have to have the fragments of all of us. Because we can communicate with all of them. And we can interfere when it's necessary. The question is how much you're going to destroy the illusion. Because you're going to destroy the illusion within yourself. You're hearing, you're seeing. What you're going to see when you destroy the illusion to this real? What are you going to see?
Beyond this real.
Yeah. If you destroy the illusion towards this wall, what are you going to see?
What's behind?
What is behind this wall? I wouldn't say it's so poetic, but what is behind this wall?
The unknown. I mean, behind this wall there's just garden.
Ah, okay. That's the beginning.
Yeah.
Why don't you start with looking behind this wall and then you can go beyond?
Yeah.
Because if you destroy the illusion towards this relation, towards this realm, in the relation towards this realm, then you suddenly see the truth. And that means you see that you can see through everything and you can touch through everything. But make sure you don't fall through this. Otherwise you would end up in this base of this construction. And if you don't see it anymore, how can we get you out of this? Because then suddenly it becomes reality and you get stuck in reality. Because you have to hold the awareness. Because suddenly you touch the wall and the wall disappears and your hand goes inside of the wall and you see that your hand is an illusion, the same like the wall. Just can't imagine the chaos when all the people are starting to develop their psyches, and suddenly the wall it's not there anymore, but the car doesn't know that the wall is not there anymore, and suddenly he wants to drive through the wall, but the wall is still there for the car, but not for the driver. You understand what I'm talking about? So the owner of the car goes through the wall, but the car is not going through the wall. So the owner goes without the car through the wall, because the car still thinks it is what it is. But if the owner connects to the car, and also the car disappears, then both of them go through the wall. What a mess. But I don't want to talk about the mess that we don't know what's going to happen.
Well, you don't know, you must know, no?
Do I really know? I know the possibilities are there. Because it happens. And it happened many times. It's not that it's something new for us. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's like riding the back of a camel.
Is it?
Yeah, but I'm meaning that the camel is like the frequency of the consciousness of this real. Because it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And we all had this before. We had this before. People started to talk to crystals, they were healing them. And suddenly they stopped eating, because what do they need? And that's just something we know it's going to happen because we had it before. But every time it's different. So at the end we don't know. This is the same thing if you... It's the same thing. If you hold on to your past, you cannot experience the moment in the perception of neutrality and tolerance and compassion, because it's new, it's brand new. So there's no one to blame. So this is what's going to happen. You just have to enjoy the ride. And we have to enjoy the ride too.
Saludarme. ¿Sabes quién es Mari? Puede ser. Babaji. No, no es Babaji. No, es Lady Nada. Lady Nada es como la otra mitad de Jesús. ¿Recuerdas que hablábamos de María Magdalena? De la mujer de Jesús, pues
And it's refreshing that there is no need of creation towards us. It's more about communication and the feeling towards us that will help humanity to balance itself and balance the relationship towards us. We shouldn't show us at all. It would make things much easier.
I didn't understand. You shouldn't show yourself?
No, we shouldn't provide any physical form, because that creates only a distance.
Yeah.
My hair is longer, my eyes are brighter, my aura is more radiant than yours. And I am up here totally detached of everything, because my appearance provides this illusion that you have towards me and feeds the illusion you have towards me. Now this all has to be destroyed. The communication has to be on the same level, which makes it more natural and more pure and less distracted. Because at the end it is depending on the amount of distraction, of the level of distraction towards us. Find the balance, and it will help us to be balanced as well. Not us, the relationship. Yeah, because one has to make the first step. Our presence is available and accessible, and it's there. But you have to make the first step. And that we got used to be ignored, to idealized, it's not our problem, it's your problem. Because we are not depending on you. It is the opposite. But it's our responsibility to be fresh in the relationship. Keep the energy fresh. Okay, this is enough.